Planning this trip for months, maybe longer. You've got the spreadsheet, the saved Instagram posts, the browser tabs. You know exactly which beach you want to sit on. And then you land and something goes sideways. The hotel room is $150 more than the price you saw advertised. The luau you wanted is sold out. And you're spending your second day in a rental car line at the airport instead of, in Hawaii. I talk to people after trips like this all the time. They had all the pieces. They just didn't know a few things that would have changed everything. So today, that's what we're doing. Aloha, and welcome back to Hawaii Travel Made Easy. I'm Marcie, and we need to talk today because I keep seeing people make the same mistakes over and over with their Hawaii trips. Some of these are expensive mistakes, like thousands of dollars and half your vacation gone expensive. I've been to Hawaii over 40 times. I've done consultations with hundreds of people at this point. And there are certain things that come up in almost every single conversation. So today, I'm going to tell you everything I wish I could say to every first-timer before they book a single thing. Some of these I learned the hard way myself on early trips. So consider this me saving you from the mistakes I've already made. The number one thing I hear constantly is some version of, we have 10 days and we want to hit Oahu, Maui, Kauai, and the Big Island. And I understand. I completely understand. You see all these photos and you want all of it. But you're going to spend half your vacation in rental car lines and airports and the other half exhausted. Here's what actually happens. The flights between islands are short, sure, 30 to 50 minutes in the air. But think through the whole thing. You check out of your hotel, you pack up, you drive to the airport, you return the rental car, which takes forever every time. You go through security, you wait, you land, you get another rental car, you drive to a new hotel, you unpack. By the time you're done with all of that, you've lost half a day, maybe more. Flights aren't cheap. You're looking at roughly $60 to $200 or more round trip per person, depending on when you book. And that's before baggage fees. Hawaiian Airlines charges $30 for your first checked bag on inter-island flights, $40 for your second. And if you sign up for their loyalty program through Alaska Airlines, that drops to $15 and $20 for neighbor island flights. Worth doing, but with a family, it all adds up fast. My rule is at least 4 nights per island minimum. If you've got 7 to 10 days, pick one island, maybe 2 if you're really pushing it. You'll actually get to sit on the beach and breathe without mentally calculating how long until you have to leave. I will admit I was not always this reasonable about this. My 4th trip to Maui, I was convinced I could do it all. Sunrise at Haleakala, snorkeling at Molokini, and then a luau on the same night. I thought I was being efficient. What I actually was a person sitting in a parking lot at 3 p.m. in full sun, completely unable to locate the energy to do anything else. With sand in places sand should not be. My travel companion at the time, very kindly, said nothing. She just handed me the water and pointed the car toward the hotel. We skipped the snorkel trip we'd booked for the next morning, too, and just sat on the beach doing absolutely nothing. And honestly, it was the best day of the trip. I just wish I'd planned it that way on purpose. There's a version of this mistake I see all the time that really gets me. Someone books a week on Maui. Then they want to just pop over to Oahu for a day to see Pearl Harbor. And I get it, Pearl Harbor is meaningful and important. But when you price it out, you're spending $300 to $400 per person on flights plus an entire vacation day to see one thing. If Pearl Harbor is on your list, which is completely valid, spend at least 3 or 4 nights on Oahu so you can also do the North Shore, hike Diamond Head, and eat your way through Honolulu. Make the trip worth it. I have a whole episode on visiting Pearl Harbor that covers all the logistics if you want to go deep on that. And if you're still figuring out which island is even right for you, I've done episodes on the best areas to stay on Maui, Oahu, Kauai, and the Big Island. Those break down the different regions based on what kind of traveler you are. The whole philosophy with Hawaii is that less is more. 1 island you actually soak in beats 4 islands you rushed through. Okay, let's talk about where people get hit the hardest on costs, because this stuff sneaks up on you in ways that are genuinely shocking. Illegal vacation rentals. On Oahu, the city and county of Honolulu has been cracking down hard on illegal short-term rentals, with fines running up to $10,000 a day. They issued nearly $29 million in fines in 2024 alone. Maui just passed a law in December of 2025 that will phase out roughly 7,000 apartment-zoned vacation rentals over the next several years. Legal challenges are already in motion, but the situation is in flux, and apartment-zoned condos on Maui especially are operating in real uncertainty right now. So imagine, you book what looks like a cute condo, you fly all the way to Hawaii, and it's been shut down. You're standing there with your luggage and nowhere to stay. That is a nightmare I never want anyone to experience. The way you protect yourself is to only book places that show a valid tax ID number on the listing. Or honestly, just stick with hotels and established resorts. They cost more, but they will be there when you land. Now, hotels. That advertised rate, that's not what you're paying. resort fees right now are running $50 to $60 a night on top of your room. Hilton Hawaiian Village is around $55 to $59 a night in resort fees alone. Royal Hawaiian is $52 a night. Parking adds another $55 to $80 per night at most properties. The good news, and this actually started in May 2025, hotels in the US now have to show you all fees upfront before you book. So you won't get blindsided at checkout anymore. But you still need to budget for it. That $300 a night room is probably closer to $450 when everything is added up. When you're comparing options, always look at the final price with everything included. Sometimes package deals through places like Costco Travel actually make more sense because you can save on some of those fees when you bundle. Another one that catches people, not booking far enough ahead. Luaus are running $130 to $230 or more per person now, and the good ones sell out weeks in advance. And since I did hula for over 20 years, I'm going to be a little annoying here for a second. Not all luau's are the same. Some are genuinely beautiful cultural experiences. Some are a 2-hour buffet line with fire dancers you've seen before at 3 other resorts. The price alone won't tell you which is which. I have an episode that ranks the luau's on Oahu specifically, and I'm pretty blunt in it about what's worth the money and what isn't. I'll link it in the show notes. You also need to book some dining reservations. If Mama's Fish House is on your list, you need to book the minute your dates are locked in. And some beaches and trails now require advanced reservations. Diamond Head needs one, Hanauma Bay needs one, some Maui beaches are moving that direction too. Before you leave home, check whether anything on your list requires booking ahead. Showing up and getting turned away after flying all the way there is a brutal way to find out. These next ones won't blow your budget, but they will steal time you don't have. Overpacking your schedule. I see this with every type of traveler. Families, honeymooners, friend groups, everyone wants to maximize every minute, which makes total sense. But booking a sunrise hike and then snorkeling and then a luau in one day, you'll be miserable by 2 p.m. Hawaii is hot and humid. You're probably jet-lagged, and some of the best moments I've had over there are slow afternoons doing absolutely nothing except sitting somewhere pretty. That's not wasted time. That's actually the point. What I always tell people, one big thing per day. A morning snorkel trip and then a chill afternoon. The road to Hana is your whole day. That's not lazy, that's smart. I have an episode on Road to Hana that goes into exactly how to approach that drive if you want specifics. Drive times are another one. Google Maps will lie to you in Hawaii. It says 2 hours, but the roads are winding and you're going slow and you're going to stop at every viewpoint because of course you are. Add buffer time to everything. If you're on Oahu especially, do not get in your car between 6 and 9 in the morning or 3 and 6 in the afternoon on weekdays. The traffic is genuinely brutal. Plan around it. And the ocean changes completely by season. The North Shore on Oahu and Kauai, calm and perfect for swimming in summer, massive, dangerous waves in winter. The South Shore flips. If you're traveling with kids who need calm water or you're picturing romantic, peaceful swimming, where you stay and which beaches you plan for need to match up with where you're going. This is something a lot of people don't find out until they're already there. Car break-ins. I cannot stress this enough, and I'm going to tell you exactly how it works because understanding the mechanics of it makes you so much less likely to become a statistic. Thieves park at popular trailheads and beaches, and they watch. They are specifically looking for people who open their trunk, put something in, and walk away. That's the tell. So if you load your stuff into the trunk before you even pull into the lot, there's nothing to see. But if you park, grab your backpack, realize you don't want to carry your laptop, and then put it in the trunk, they saw that. A woman I consulted with a few years ago had her car broken into at a Maui trailhead within 20 minutes of parking. Window gone, bag gone, passports gone. She'd left her bag in the backseat, figuring she'd only be gone 45 minutes. 45 minutes is plenty of time. The lesson is not that Hawaii is dangerous. It's not. The lesson is leave nothing in the car or put it away before you get there. Sunscreen. Hawaii banned oxybenzone and octinoxate, so check your sunscreen before you pack. And even if you never burn at home, the sun here is not joking around. You're closer to the equator than you realize. High SPF, reapply constantly. I have seen so many people fry themselves on day one and spend the rest of the trip hiding indoors. One thing people don't account for in their Hawaii budget, tipping. Service there is genuinely warm. Your snorkel crew, your luau staff, your servers, and you're going to want to tip well. Hawaii has one of the highest costs of living in the country and a lot of people working really hard to make your trip great. Just build it into your budget before you go so it doesn't catch you off guard. Wildlife. Sea turtles and monk seals. 50 feet on the beach, 10 feet in the water. Don't touch them, don't chase them for photos. They're endangered and it's illegal. It's also just not cool. And please don't take rocks, sand, or coral home. It's illegal, but locals also genuinely believe it brings bad luck. People mail rocks back to Hawaii every year because things started going sideways after they took them. Just take pictures. Okay, so if you've listened to all of this and you're now looking at your itinerary thinking, I don't actually know if this is going to work, I want you to know that is a completely reasonable feeling, and it is so much better to catch problems now than when you're already there. That's actually why I started offering $50 itinerary reviews. You send me your plans and I'll look at everything, your pacing, your hotel locations, your activity lineup, the stuff you might have missed, and I'll send back notes within 2 business days. It's not a full consultation. It's more like having someone experienced look over your shoulder and say, this part is great, this part is going to frustrate you, and you forgot to book this thing. A lot of people find that's exactly what they need at the point where big decisions are made, and they just want a gut check from somebody who's actually been there. If you want to go deeper, I also do 60 and 90-minute consultations where we can really dig into your specific situation. Your budget, your group, what's on your must-do list, how to structure your days so you're not wiped out by day 3. Those are all at my Hawaii Resources tab on hawaiitravelwithkids.com, and I'll drop the link in the show notes. And if you book a consultation and then you book your trip through my partner Kim at Stuffed Suitcase, she waives your planning fees. So you're getting expert eyes on your trip at 2 different stages without paying double. For everything else I recommend, all the resources, guidebooks, affiliate partners I actually trust, head to my Hawaii Resources tab on hawaiitravelwithkids.com. That's where I keep the full list updated. All right, if you made it this far, you're already ahead of most people who booked a trip to Hawaii. You're asking the right questions before you go, which is exactly when it matters. So here's what I want you to walk away with. Hawaii rewards the people who slow down. One island done well, with a beach afternoon you didn't plan and a restaurant you found by accident. That's a better trip than 4 islands and an exhausted family who spent half their vacation in airports. Give yourself permission to do less. You'll come home wanting to go back, and that's the whole point. Thank you so much for listening. A review means the world to me if you have 2 minutes. And if you've got questions, DM me on Instagram at Hawaii Travel with Kids. I read all my messages and will reply. Aloha.